Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you are first time here on this channel, my name is Tim. I built this 2008 Toyota Sienna into a minivan camper, which I've been traveling for over 60,000 miles over the last 3 years. So I've been doing this van life part-timer for almost 5 years now. And most of the time I was doing all my cooking with butane. Either butane or propane pan. But today I'm transitioning to something new. So let's go check it out. All right, so if you follow me before, this is my in-house, custom-built in-house battery setup, which I get solar chart into the controller there, and then the battery is under here. So my goal is under here somewhere. That's a 1200 amp hour, 1280 amp hour power battery, lithium battery. So my goal is to migrating away from butane cooking. I will be using induction stove instead. And this battery should be able to support the power that I need. However, this 400 watt inverter is not gonna do the job. So I just came back from a camping trip, so please excuse the messes. Cause right here is where the fridge gonna be. And this is the space that I plan on putting my inverter, the new inverter, solar control, and the battery gonna be right here. And that is the new plan I got for this. I'm gonna show you what other component I needed for this transition. All right, so let me give you a very big, important hint if you're gonna go this route. This is gonna be a flameless cooking option instead of using butane or propane, and I'll give you a reason why it's much better to cook this way. So one important is I bought previously I bought another inverter online, which is not a pure sine inverter, pure sine wave inverter. And it's not working. I thought something wrong with it because I bought this and I tried it out. It doesn't seem to function right. I will put a link to all these products in the description box and in the comment. And I bought another inverter from Harbor Freight, which is not pure sine wave either, and that one doesn't work either. So I went through two of them. I will show a picture, a couple of them up here. I bought two of them, they don't work, so I'm finally gonna try this one. So the most important thing you need to do before you even try to install it is to test it out, outside first. So I'm gonna test it out, make sure it works with the induction before I'm gonna install it. Also, I have I built a little board that will go into that area. Yes, this board. See, I already had the inverter, the one that's not working, installed. So there's other component that I will have to install along the way before I go to the battery. All right, so I'm gonna bring in my battery and then test this out before I'm even gonna try attempt to. I'm gonna put everything in and then I will show you what it looks like. I custom made all these cable myself, so it's gonna look nice and neat on this board. All right. All right, this is a new wave induction cooktop, which costs about $89, so I call it $90. And this is $150 off-brand Obotech 1500 watt pure sine. So what I like this is it does have a remote control with monitor and remote on and off switch. All right, let's see what we have here. Probably the controller, cable for controller hookup, some ground wire, some extra fuse, and then the inverter itself. All right, let's test this out first. So right out of the box, we have it include cable for it, manual. So very important to read manual to know how to use this device. All right, I'm gonna hook it up to this. Notice I have a switch. It's always good to have a switch. That actually is a circuit breakers and switch, because you do not want to hook this up to the battery, because you will have some arcing going on. So it's better off you have a switch to turn it off. Hook it up before you turn it on, then you won't have that arcing. Not good. Not good when you have a spark. If you notice, once you take it off, there is a washer. You want to put that washer on top of this, just like what I do right here. You can see the washer on top of the connection. So I'm going to hook this up, and I'm going to hook it up to the battery on this end. Then we're going to flip on that switch, and we're going to test it out with the stove. I'm going to take that stove out also. Alright, so I temporarily install it right now to test it out. As you can see, same way, you need to have the washer on top of where all connection is. Notice I haven't turned that on yet. And in order for this to work, you have to have a stainless steel, something that a magnet will attach. As long as a magnet attach to it, if it stay, then you know it is compatible with this kind of setup. All right, I'm gonna try to put some water in here, and we're gonna test it out and show you whether it's working or not. All right, so everything's hooked up. I haven't turned on anything yet, but for the sake of experiment, I'm gonna boil one coffee cup of water. See how long it will take. I do have a timer set up over here. We're gonna monitor that. All right, so now I'm gonna turn this on. You can see there's a little bit of power going on. So where's the switch? The master switch is, where is the master switch? Oh, on the top here. All right. See, right now it's on 1200 watt. Is it 12? No, this is 1500 watt. Right now I'm having a 100 amp, which is 1200 watt, which is not enough. So I'm gonna load this down to 900 instead. Then we're gonna start it. And here I will show you how much it's consumed. I'm gonna start this timer here. And it's using 678 watt. Even though it is setting as 900, we're gonna see how long it takes to boil this water. Let me max here. See, once I use max, you see how the watts go up a little bit? See it, because it's gonna bring it up to the hottest temperature possible. We're gonna see how long it takes to boil this water. All right, I bring you back when it's boiled. Unfortunately, it popped. That's why you need a higher circuit breaker in order to run it high. So I'm gonna keep it 900 and 600 and see how it does. I did buy a bigger circuit breaker. So I guess after the total, we're gonna have to minus 1 minute from this. All right. So I'm trying to keep this at 600 watt and see how long it takes to boil one coffee cup worth of water. And it is using 600 watt, 500 watt right now. All right, I bring you back once the water is boiled. All right, while we're waiting for the water to boil, I will show you what I bought. See, remember that's only 100 amp. I bought a 300 amp circuit breaker. Also, I will add in a fuse. This one's only rated for 100 amp. That's why I bought a 200 amp circuit breaker. Not a breaker, but circuit fuse. In case for some reason this thing's stuck, it doesn't do its job, then this will break the part, stop it from starting a fire. Very important to have a setup with a fuse. I don't care if you're not using the switch, but you gotta have the fuse whatsoever. Like I said, the switch slash circuit breaker is for not having arc when you're hooking up. All right. Right now, let me see where we. It's start getting hot right now. One of the beautiful things about induction cooking is nothing hot. The only part hot is the bottom of this pot right here. Let me see how far are we. We are in almost 4 minutes, -1, so we are 3 minutes into it. Right now, because remember, I don't have a higher circuit breaker amp, so I only will do a 600 watt cooking. So if I had a higher one, I would do 1500 watt. Or since it's this 1500 watt max, I don't know if that's gonna be a handle or not. So 900 watt is way better than 600 watt. All right, I'll bring you back when it's boiled. All right, the water is boiling. We are sitting at about 6 minutes, and it is consuming 500 watt per hour. So 6 minutes is 1/10 of an hour, right? So we use about 50 watt. I would route it up to 60 watt just to boil water for coffee. Not the fastest way of boiling water, but you are using flameless cooking. All right, I'm gonna finish hooking everything up. I'm gonna show you how it look like when it's done. All right. So here is the proper installation that I have for this set right now with the 300 amp circuit breaker and a 200 amp fuse. All right, that thing is ready to go. In case you wonder what that little screw is for. So that is for having these extra stuff. This come with the inverter, the extra fuse, which is probably inside of it, and some grounding cable and USB cable, which I don't know what to use yet. And I have these extra 200 amp fuse for this. In case this blown, then I have 2 more to replace it. So it'll be hang here, all convenience in one place, so you don't have to look for it, right? And I also zip tie the wrench for this here, in case if I have to ever replace this. This came with the wrench. So, and also I do some cabling, drilling, make sure nothing moves. So see, it stay in place. This is how it gets charged. Let me move this out of the way. Remember, this is using the jackery port input into the controller. So it's always important, and this one is going to the battery, to charge the battery. So I made these XT60 connection, which make it easy to connect and disconnect them. So I should add a fuse here, but it's a very low power system, so I'm not too worried about it. I could add a fuse in. But for now, this is pretty much done. What you want to do, try to keep this cable as short as possible. Right now, I don't know where I'm going to put the battery in the van, how to set it up. So I leave extra cable. So it's better to have extra and then cut it instead of have to make a whole new cable, right? So let's see how, also remember, always hooking up the battery power into the controller before you're hooking up the solar panel. That's the rule of thumb, so you don't damage your battery or your controller. Actually, these are cheap controller anyway, so it wouldn't matter. But this is how my system will look like. Okay, let's go install into the van and see where I'm gonna put it. And more likely I will put this behind this and then have a strap into this board so it won't move at all. All right, so I put it in the vehicle. This is where it's gonna be installed. Right now the system is actually running. I don't hook up the battery, but I do hook up the charger, the controller. See them, this is my semi-permanent mount solar panel. And it's not gonna be like this, you know, of course I'll be running along here, hide the cable a little bit so it won't be in the way. So as you can see, I can bring it in close right now. Currently this battery is full, so I don't think it's, I got 19 volt from the panel, 0.7 amp, very little amp going into the battery. It is full, so there's no need to charge it. But now we know that the in-house battery is getting charged by the solar panel. And let's go to the other side. Wait a minute, I haven't connected this one. Well, I don't have to because I'm not connecting it, so I'm leaving this off, the switch. But if I was to run the inverter, I have to press that on in order for the current to go into the inverter from the battery. So let's go look on the other side. So this is where the battery gonna be sit. Right now I only got one 12 volt battery, lithium battery, so I only got what, 1280 watt of watt hours. So this system is built, and you can see I haven't hooked up the red and the black yet, but the charging cable is in hooked up to the battery. And there will be a strap to go across here to keep it from sliding all over the place and stay in place. Let me take you a closer look at here. See, this is how it's gonna sit in here. So in the future, if I decide to get a bigger battery, say 200 amp, a bigger one, longer one, it will fit in here also. Very expandable system. So, and that is it. That is how I upgrade to more space over here to do my induction cooking in the future in my minivan camper. All right, thank you for watching. I will catch you in the next video. Bye for now.